Welcome to the National PTA 125th Anniversary Convention, right here in the DMV. If you didn't know, that stands for DC, Maryland, and Virginia. DMV. I'm so happy to see all of you this week. Thank you for being present. COVID has kept us from meeting annually in person, so this week is special for so many reasons. Thank you for allowing my grandsons to come in and hype you up just a little bit. They didn't need to because you guys were already hyped. As the country's oldest and largest child advocacy association, it is necessary for us to celebrate our rich 125 years of legacy, impact, and advocacy on our mission to make every child's potential a reality by engaging and empowering families in all communities to advocate for children. You are the heart of PTA. You guys in this room, you're so amazing. We could not give every child a voice without you in the work that you do in your communities. You advocate for my grandbabies. By the way, hey fellas, hey fellas, go back. Go back. And stay put. Okay. Okay, they're gonna make it. Okay, good. Woo, gotta watch them at all times. Woo. So I'm going to start again. The value of PTA begins with all of you in this room. And you guys have demonstrated that through every parent, teacher, and decision maker you partner with every day to better the lives of every child in your community. We have accomplished a great deal in our schools and the local and district and state legislation, and we've continued to influence federal decision makers in prioritizing key investments into the future of our children. We have prepared another great convention with a lot of important business. You're going to see it right at the beginning. And leadership development opportunities for all of you. We will leave here, well, we all will, you will, I will, everyone here will leave Sunday with new tools and resources to accomplish great things in the upcoming school year. Okay. So let's find out who our first-timers are, because you know I remember being the first-timer for the very first time. I was a nervous wreck. Jan Harp-Domini was the National PTA president. So all of the first-timers, please raise your hands and wave. Look at this. Woo! Hello and welcome. You guys are in for a great time. Get to know each other inside this room. And let's say hello to the friends who have joined us live stream. Hi. We're so happy that you guys can join us virtually. We will now have the posting of the colors. Okay, wait, by the way, look at these beautiful babies over here. Look at them. We will now have the posting of the colors by the Bethesda Chevy Composite Squadron from Gatesburg, Maryland. I said it right. Followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, performed by the students from the Maya Angelou French Emerging School, Full Spanish Immersion School. Look at them, aren't they cute? They're right there in the front. And then the Oxon Hill High School, those adorable young adults back there in the back. The school choir will sing the national anthem and have a second selection. You guys ready? Let's get them hyped. All right.
Hatte. Harms. Port. Harms. Right. Haste. Forward. Harsh.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ahora en español. Juro lealtad a la bandera de Estados Unidos de América, en la república que representa una nación bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos. Maintenant en français. Je déclare fidélité au drapeau des États-Unis d'Amérique et à la République qu'il représente, une nation sous Dieu, indivisible, avec liberté et justice pour tous.
While you're trying to turn your phone off. It's not a good look. Also, recording video or audio during the business parts is like a big...
For over 50 years, the National PTA Reflections Program has inspired millions of students across the nation to create original works of art, boost their confidence, and discover a lifelong love of learning. Each year, students across the nation enrolled in pre-K through grade 12 create original works of art in response to a student-created theme in the following arts categories: dance choreography, film production, literature, music composition, photography, and visual arts. The program also offers a special artist division for students with disabilities. Despite the challenges of COVID-19, National PTA received over 900 student artworks from 47 state PTA congresses this year, responding to the student-created theme, "I Will Change the World By." On May 1st, over 200 students from across the country were announced as national winners of the 2021-2022 Reflections Program. 7 of these extremely talented artists were additionally honored with the Outstanding Interpretation Award, the highest possible achievement in the Reflections Program. This year's Film Production Outstanding Interpretation Award winner is Yasmin Fajas from Rowan Elementary PTA in Pennsylvania. Let's hear from Yasmin and watch her film titled Reduce, Reuse, and Recycle.
Hello, my name is Yasmin Fajas. I am from Rowan Elementary PTA in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. I won the award of Outstanding Interpretation for my film production for my piece, Reduce, Reuse, and Recycle. I would like to share my artist statement with you. What is something we can all do to help our planet, to change the world? The answer is recycling. When we transform something old into something new, it benefits the environment in so many ways. For example, raw materials and natural resources are not wasted. Energy is saved, less wastes go into landfills, wildlife is safe. In order for it to work, we all need to start doing it now. I do my part every day. Please do your part too. I am happy that I won this award and I get to share it with you. Our world is wonderful. Imagine there was no light, no water, no air, no life. That is what could happen if we stopped taking care of our beautiful planet Earth. Hopefully, one of many ways to avoid it is recycling, but we all need to start doing it now. Recycling is good for us and the environment because it reduces the use of new raw materials to produce new products, so the materials can be used more than once. It also reduces the energy we use, improves the quality of air and water, and fights climate change. All sorts of things can be recycled. Some of the most common items are plastics, glass, metals, electronics, computers and accessories, textiles, newspapers and magazines, cardboard. Be sure to recycle everything you can in your house and school. Just look for the recycling loop sign and place your items in special recycling cans. There is almost always a recycled trash can around. Be sure to drop your used aluminum cans and plastic bottles there. At home, be sure to put your paper items like the newspaper, cereal boxes, and homework pages into the recycling bin. When shopping, use your own reusable bags instead of plastic bags. I definitely will continue doing my part. Please do yours too.
What an important message, and so well researched. We only have one planet Earth, and we need to care for it. Now, let's learn more about the inspiration for Yasmin's artwork.
When walking my dog around the neighborhood, I noticed some trash on the grassy areas behind the buildings, along the sidewalks, and around the drains on the streets. I did not like what I saw, so I went home, grabbed the trash bag, and picked it all up. I really wanted to show that even a small thing like that could keep our neighborhood clean. Imagine if everybody did the same, then it would change our environment for the best. I participate in Reflections every year because it is a creative way of expressing my thinking, beliefs, and ideas.
Congratulations, Yasmin! We can't wait to watch your next documentary. We hope you enjoyed Yasmin's film. We invite you to explore all of the I Will Change the World by artwork by visiting our virtual exhibit at pta.org/Reflections Awards. Thank you to the local, district, region, council, and state PTA Reflections chairs, the talented judges that review the artwork, and the volunteers and partners that share and celebrate the artwork. Reflections is made possible thanks to your dedication, and we are grateful. And thank you to our program sponsor, Band.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The program will continue in a few minutes. Thank you.
Weren't the students who participated in the flag ceremony just amazing? Let's give them another round of applause for their excellent performance and kicking us off in a great way. Okay, so right now I got goosebumps right now, seriously, goosebumps. Ooh. I'm so honored today to introduce the First Lady of the United States, Dr. Jill Biden. Dr. Biden has dedicated her life to supporting military families, advocating for increasing educational opportunities, and working to end cancer as we know it. As a classroom teacher for over 30 years, she has advocated for increased educational opportunities for all students of all ages. She personifies this quote from Mahatma Gandhi, one of my favorite quotes. If you are to reach real peace in the world, we should have it to begin with children. From Champion Universal Preschool, free community college, increased access to students to broadband. Can y'all tell I'm nervous? She's just like right there. And more affordable options for higher education. Dr. Biden continues her work promoting accessible, quality education for everyone. She also, this is the fun part, she also continues to teach English and writing at Northern Virginia Community College, where she has been a professor since 2009. I know, right? Dr. Biden, Dr. Jill Biden, truly embodies the T in PTA. And we are delighted to continue in our 125th year of legacy of engaging with each administration as an opportunity to be heard and to have a seat at the decision-making table, which we all know is extremely important. And it is important because we tackle important issues facing our children, so every child can reach their fullest potential. Please, give her a PTA welcome because we're going to rock her out. We're going to stand up right now, and we're going to welcome the First Lady of the United States, Dr. Jill Biden.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Where are you, Delaware? Please, thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know why she was so nervous. She should just think of me like her English teacher. And thank you, President King. Anna, you know, I'm so grateful for your leadership. And President-elect Johnson, as a fellow Delawarean, I'm proud that you are representing our state. So, good morning. Wow, I love that. I love that energy this early in the morning. I'm honored to be with all of you today. For 125 years, the PTA has been an incredibly effective champion for our nation's students. You've worked to create child labor laws and kindergarten classes and better public health services. And I have been grateful for the chance to partner with you to better support military kids through joining forces. I believe that your success can be traced back to your roots, the values of your three founding mothers, Alice, Phoebe, and Selena. See, I read your website. You didn't know that, did you? They believed that children deserve better than the status quo, and they understood that the best way to win that change was by harnessing the love, passion, and persistence of the people who care most about our kids, their parents and educators. Like your founders and many of you here, I am both a mother and a teacher. So I know how personal your fight is, and I know how powerful this partnership can be. And that's why I've been frustrated by those who've tried to divide us in these last few years. From reopening schools to class curriculum, we've been told that parents and teachers are at odds. But as I visit schools and I meet with families, that's not what I've seen. I've seen parents and educators working more closely than ever, finding new ways to support students through the challenges of virtual learning. I've seen teachers and counselors who check in on struggling parents and families calling for better pay for our educators. And as my husband worked to get the American Rescue Plan passed, and as we got millions of Americans vaccinated and made sure that schools could reopen safely, parents and educators were our best advocates and closest partners. There is no divide between those who love our students and those who teach them, because we all do. Parents, we know that we are our children's first teachers. And educators, we choose this path because we love what we do and who we teach. Together, we can lead the change that our children need. In fact, right now, we must. Because even as our schools are reopened, we know that recovery isn't always the same as healing. Our students are still wrestling with the aftershocks of this pandemic, the isolation, anxiety, and sorrow. I hear it so much. Parents who are worried that their kids are having a hard time, catching up after learning virtually. Educators who tell me that they're burned out. Students who are dealing with the trauma of loss and grief. Joe and his team are working hard to ensure that students have the mental health and academic support they need and to keep them safe. Because safety is always on our minds, and especially right now. 3 weeks ago, Joe and I stood before the 21 crosses at Uvalde. I touched the pictures of the bright, beautiful faces that would never again laugh or open birthday presents or tell their parents that they loved them. And I laid down white roses on a sea of colorful flowers, the offerings of a town broken by grief, just as I had done in Buffalo, New York, 1 week before. As a teacher, I've imagined that scene in my own classroom again and again. At the start of each semester, I'm sure all of you in here who are teachers do this. You explain to your students on the first day a pathway to get out if a shooter comes into the school so that they're prepared. I explain it to my students because, they need to know what they should do if the worst happens. And though I now go to work with the Secret Service, I've often wondered over the years, and it's true, this is my I think I'm going into my 38th year of teaching. I've wondered over the years if my students would be the next heartbreaking headline. All of you in here who are in the classroom know this. So Congress did not act after Columbine, after Sandy Hook, after Parkland. Nothing changed. And nothing will change unless we change it. Joe has called on Congress to pass common sense gun safety reform. Things that the majority of Americans want. And a bipartisan group of senators have come up with a plan to address gun violence. And it would be the most significant gun safety legislation to pass Congress in decades, and with bipartisan support. There are no excuses. It's up to Congress to act. And they represent the will of the people. And that's why we need the people to speak up. Parents and teachers, all of us. We need to fight now for the lives of our children and for the safety of our schools. So let me say again, this partnership of parents and educators is powerful. You together are powerful because you have to be. Because when it comes to mental health or learning resources or safe schools, you see what's at stake every day in the eyes of the people you love. Your children need you to act, and I know you would do anything for your kids. So thank you, all of you, for being here. Thank you for showing up for your children and for students across this country. Thank you for using your voice. Together, we can change our future. We can, and we have to protect our children and make our schools work for everyone. And PTA, I am honored to stand with you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, PTA presidents. We welcome back to the stage our president, Anna King.
Thank you, Dr. Biden, for your passion and for your, okay, so yep, I can't see that. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Biden, for being present here today in this room with all of these amazing child advocates from across the country. Your passion for an equitable education for every student in this country. We are so thankful and honored that she was able to join us today. Isn't she amazing? We look forward to working together on important issues facing our youth and their families. Okay, so I'd like to see who we have here from Maryland and the neighboring states. Okay. You guys a little bit hype, all right. Shout out if you are here from Virginia. Oh, okay, they kind of loud. Anybody in here from Washington, D.C.? Oh, we got work to do. Okay, I know we have the Pennsylvania delegation here. Ooh. Okay. How about New Jersey? Way in the back, all right. West Virginia. Oh, that was so cute. Okay, how about Oklahoma? Okay, those are my peeps. Delaware. You know, their president-elect she's from Delaware. She's a cheerleader. This is so exciting. This room is full of energy. Thank you guys so much for taking time to drive or fly to be here. We know it wasn't easy, but you took time away from your families. This convention would not be possible without the hard work of Free State PTA members from the Maryland and the Convention General Arrangement Committee. The volunteers have been the first to arrive and the last to leave every single day. In preparation for this week and on behalf of National PTA, thank you so much for hosting this year. And before I introduce the Free State president, Free State, Maryland, where you at? Okay, all right. We are so honored to have the Free State PTA President, Marla Posey Moss, here to officially welcome us and give us some tips while visiting Maryland and the DC area. Let's give her a warm welcome when she comes across the stage. Okay, she's here. All right, there she goes. Hi, Marla. You look cute.
Greetings, PTA family. Free State PTA welcomes you to the National 125th Convention Anniversary. It is a pleasure to serve as your host. We are the Old Line State, where we have the oldest U.S. state capitol in continuous legislative use in Annapolis, dating back to 1772. Maryland has been home to many celebrities and freedom fighters, such as activist Frederick Douglass, abolitionist Harriet Tubman, Dirty Jobs host Mike Rowe, talk show host Montel Williams, actresses Jada Pinkett Smith and Julie Bowen, author Ta-Nehisi Coates, composer U.B. Blake, and a multitude of distinguished and nationally known political leaders, entertainers, athletes, and professionals, including Thurgood Marshall, a former Supreme Court justice who our airport is named after. However, one of my favorites is medical industry contributor, Henrietta Lacks, whose cervical cancer cells created the HeLa, the oldest and most commonly used human cell line scientifically mastered by Johns Hopkins University and Hospital, that led to the development of the polio vaccine. In addition to having renowned hospitals in Maryland, in 2021, U.S. News & World Report ranked Maryland third in the nation for best high schools. Additionally, the University System of Maryland continues to be recognized as having highly ranked post-secondary institutions in the country. Maryland is birthplace to the United States national anthem, during which we shout, "Oh!" at the Orioles baseball games at Camden Yards. We honor the sprinkling of Old Bay on food, having crab feast, vacationing in Ocean City or at Deep Creek Lake, and enjoying Purple Fridays during the football season to celebrate the Baltimore Ravens. The National Harbor is only 20 minutes away from Washington, D.C., with which Maryland shares a border along the Potomac River. The Chesapeake Bay is another treasured waterway and is part of the shore near our esteemed United States Naval Academy. You are here at a historical moment in PTA. Many of us haven't seen each other since the National PTA Legislative Conference in March of 2020, or the National PTA Convention in Columbus, Ohio in 2019. Ohio. Free State PTA has many resources to share with you. Be sure to visit our hospitality suite or our volunteer area in the Chesapeake A if you're a volunteer, and connect with our volunteers from Maryland as well as other state PTAs. And if you have a long break, visit the Tangier outlets, the Capitol Wheel and the Carousel, or the multitude of restaurants and shopping venues in and around the National Harbor. The pinnacle of your experience here is learning. We hope you are inspired to develop at least one tangible plan that you can consider implementing for your local PTAs or PTSAs, and council, district, or regional or state PTA when you return home. Exchange ideas, share your thoughts, and be a support system for one another, because you have access to phenomenal PTA leaders here. Above all, have fun. Let's continue to make progress together in all ways that we PTA. Thank you, National PTA, for honoring Free State PTA as the host of the 125th Anniversary Convention. We hope you come back to visit us real soon.
Thank you, Marla and Free State PTA, for the warm welcome and hosting for us this year. Now, I want to introduce our first sponsor, the New York Life Foundation. We've done some incredible and much-needed work with them over the last year. Mental health has always been a focus of PTA, but with the pandemic, social injustice, and the events, man, I'm gonna get it together because my glasses are foggy. And the changes that have happened over the last 2 years, we felt it was time to really provide some offerings within our new initiative, Healthy Minds. Here to represent the New York Life Foundation is Caroline Furman. Caroline is a corporate vice president of the New York Life Foundation and oversees all of the workforce engagement programs, including the Giving Campaign, matching gifts, volunteer grants, and programs. She also provides strategy support for communication for the foundation and corporate responsibility department, and manages the company's newest initiative, the Grief-Sensitive Schools. That's a whole lot, isn't it? She's amazing, and she's from New York. Let's give a warm PTA welcome to Carolyn.
Hi, good morning. I'm so honored to represent the New York Life Foundation this morning at this year's National PTA Convention. Thank you, National PTA, for having us and for your great partnership. And Sorry, your leadership. Okay, going after Joe Biden is nerve-wracking. So I was like, I can't do her justice, but I will try. But thank you for your great partnership and your leadership to support our school communities, especially now. We are proud to invest in the National PTA on the Healthy Minds Initiative, especially the grief and loss section. In 2008, the New York Life Foundation made childhood bereavement a strategic philanthropy priority, both financially and as a part of our workforce engagement, investing over $65 million and thousands of volunteer engagement hours. And yet, this is not the full picture. Childhood bereavement support has become our purpose, aligning with our core business of life insurance, ensuring a holistic approach to support bereaved families and children. At the foundation, we focus on three main areas in our service in childhood bereavement. One is direct service, our support of bereavement camps and peer support, awareness and education, so working with you, the National PTA, and the National Center for School Crisis and Bereavement. In research and evaluation, so our investment in creating a standard statistic for childhood bereavement. We work with one of our partners, Judy's House. They created a childhood bereavement estimation model. And this year's national statistic is that 1 in 13 children will experience the death of a parent or sibling by the age of 18. 1 in 13, which is an increase from last year, 1 in 14. There is one initiative that I would like to highlight specifically, and it is, you could call it my baby. It is our New York Life's GSSI initiative, our Grief Sensitive Schools initiative. The program increases awareness about this common yet overlooked issue. But we also provide resources, tools, and incentives to school communities to strive to become grief sensitive. And if your school is not a GSSI school, then I encourage you to join us. You can go onto our website and just take the pledge to make sure that your school has access to these resources. This is our approach in increasing the knowledge, access, and support for all school communities, putting our values and our purpose into action. We know that 1 in 13 children will experience a death. The stats for our 2 surveys on grief in schools demonstrated that educators would like to do more, but just need resources, tools, and training. Back in 2012, we conducted a survey with the American Federation of Teachers, and we found that 92% of educators said childhood grief is a serious problem that deserves more attention. Yet only 7% of those educators had had any amount of bereavement training, and only 3% said their school or their district offered any bereavement training. Since then, we conducted a follow-up survey in 2020. In 2016, just to give you a little background information on the program, in 2016, we launched our Grief Sensitive Schools initiative, which was in collaboration with the top 10 educational organizations. So we worked with the IFT, the NEA, and we created an online resource for educators to have access to tools and training. And we've done this for the past 4 years now, where we've gone into local school communities, given a 15-minute presentation to school educators, staff, counselors, anyone who is available to and wants resources to support their students, to have access to grievingstudents.org. Out of that, we give each school that participates $500 to be able to help them in continuing to strive to be grief sensitive, in addition to other resources and tools. So in 2012, we conducted our initial survey, which informed our program, and in 2020, we did a follow-up survey. And in 2020, we found that 7% now increased to 15% of educators that stated that they received any amount of bereavement training. To us, it was a minor win, but it was still a win. We more than doubled the numbers through our program of educators having access to resources. 75% of educators reported that COVID-19 had opened their eyes to the immense impact of grief and loss. 95% of educators agreed that social and emotional support for students has never been more important than it is now. 96% of educators agree that students who experience a significant loss generally need more support in school over the long term. There are currently over 3,500 schools across the United States that are a part of our Grief Sensitive Schools Initiative, and a network with over 170,000 educators taking our GSSI presentation, and an estimated 1.9 million students that have been indirectly impacted by these resources. So this morning, I would like to encourage you to share this program with your local schools. And if they are interested in receiving the GSSI presentation, can request a presentation at nylgriefsensitiveschools.com. Thank you again for your time and all that you are doing locally to support your school communities, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your convention. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carolyn, and the New York Life Foundation. You have been an essential partner in our efforts to ensure children and families have the resources they need to safeguard their mental health. Our Family Minds Initiative is one of our several initiatives for PTA that has launched in the recent years to help meet the needs of the families and our children across the country, because that is what PTA does. We help our children reach to the stars and in the classroom and in life. And as I mentioned this week, we are here to celebrate PTA's past, our present, and our future, showcasing our incredible advocacy, legacy, and impact on Americans' children. We will feature a moment of PTA history segment during each general session and meeting in honor of those who have truly laid the strong foundation of our great association. They are the shoulders that I stand upon. I've invited some very special storytellers to share a few of these moments. People who have lived and helped shape this history are true national PTA and PTA rock stars, our past national presidents. But before they come, I have a little message here. Any board members or PMPs, committee members, or state presidents that didn't get the memo today, you are to be backstage. I don't see anybody running, okay. So, here to share about our founders and our history of building strong communities. Please welcome the amazing Linda Hodge and Anna Westlack.
You know, being a PTA member means you are part of a community of people like no other. We are a network of parents, caregivers, educators, community leaders who all work together towards one mission, helping every child reach their full potential. And we persistently pursue that mission because we believe that all children have the right to a safe, welcoming, and quality education.
PTA members consistently help solve the toughest challenges facing our children and speak up with a voice that affects real change. The fabric of our being comes from our founders. They showed us through a legacy of advocacy and service what lasting positive impact looks like. How to stand up for what will help our children, and how to be creative in building communities to support every child's success. Let's hear about what makes PTA 125 years strong.
Historians have labeled the 1890s as the Gilded Decade, but in reality, times were bleak. Education rarely went past the 5th grade. Children often lost their limbs or lives working long hours in dangerous factories. Diseases such as measles were rampant and fatal, and racial violence was at an all-time high. These were the conditions that led to the birth of today's PTA. Alice McClellan Burney and Phoebe Apperson Hearst founded the association when women did not have the right to vote and social activism was not popular. However, they believed mothers would support their mission to eliminate threats that endangered children and started a nationwide campaign. So, on February 17, 1897, they held their first National Congress of Mothers meeting in Washington, D.C. Then, in 1970, the association merged with the National Congress of Colored Parents and Teachers, NCCPT, founded by Selena Sloan Butler in Atlanta, Georgia, to serve all children. Our founders were women of vision and passion. They refused to accept the status quo of their day and stood up for what was right, protecting and supporting all of our nation's children. As the nation's oldest and largest volunteer child advocacy organization, PTA has been the conscience of our country. We've captured the ears of decision makers on every level to help make learning, school environments, and resources what they need to be so our children can learn, grow, and reach their full potential in life. People know PTA, and throughout the years, we've used our collective voices to better the lives of children in America. And while we celebrate our 125th anniversary, our work is not done. The COVID-19 pandemic continues to have devastating effects on our nation's youth, alongside spikes in racism, violence, climate issues, food insecurity, mental health issues, and lack of access to technology. So much has changed since our founding in 1897, but PTA's mission remains unchanged. We still want every child to reach their full potential. We're a community of parents, students, educators, and community leaders who together are one PTA, an unstoppable force demanding a better future for all children.
Thank you, Linda and Anna. I love that name, Anna. And they're both so amazing. And I hope you guys take your time to get to know each one of our past national presidents. Each one of them can tell you a rich history about the work that they did for our association. Now I want to transition to something that is somber, but necessary. While we're excited to be here at the annual meeting, there are some of our PTA family who have passed away over the last few years and are noticeably absent in our PTA meetings, conferences, and even at this convention. While we also continue to witness horrific shootings at our schools across this country and have lost so many precious children before they could really start to realize their full potential. We've had a really tough few weeks, especially after what happened in Uvalde, Texas. We've had another challenging school year, and this pandemic has really stretched us. And while there are loved ones who are gone, we are still here. Our hearts go out to the PTA families and the families of the victims of these school shootings and other violent incidents. We feel their loss tremendously. And I'm going to ask all of you to join me in a moment of silence to honor all of those we have lost over these last few years. If you've lost someone in your PTA family or community or just your family this year, we invite you to stand up right now. Don't be shy. And call out their name. Stanley, Roy, Tisha. Let's have a moment of silence. I know my brother's watching out for me. Thank you. It's now time to meet the people who are our partners in this mission work. They serve National PTA in so many significant ways. They're our governance. And we're going to start off with some amazing people that I know that I call my peeps, the National PTA officers. President-elect Yvonne Johnson. Secretary-Treasurer Bill Potts-Datema. Vice President of Advocacy, Colin Robinson. And Vice President of Membership, Allison Turner. Our Executive Director, Nathan Monell, is unable to be here with us this week because he's been pretty sick. We've been sending him wishes for him to get well soon. And he wants us to know, wants you guys to know he's sorry he's not able to be here. So thank you. And now, our National PTA board members, let's welcome them as they come to the stage. Rosa Chera, Eric Anderson, Stacy Bateman, Shatan Berry, Eric Champy, Sergio Chavez, Jeffrey Corbett, Francis Frost, Cindy Gearhart, Heather Gillette, Dr. Renela Huffman-Jackson, Lisa Mack, Dr. Tracy Pettaway, Madeline Pumley Cruz, Jeff Price, Dr. Sylvia Reyna, Matthew John Rodriguez, Tony Bennett Shivers, and Mickey Wilson. Mickey Wilson. I would also like to recognize Candy Jo Bracken, Andrew Brennan, Zachary Brown, and Nina Jackson, who are unable to attend this week. You guys should hear the back. They're totally excited. We also want to acknowledge some of the men and women whose shoulders I stand upon. These amazing past national presidents. Please welcome them. Let's stand up, everybody. Because they are why we are here. Let's give them a round of applause. Linda Hodge, 2003 to 2005. Anna Westlake, 2005, 2007. Chuck Sailors, 2009 and 2011. Betsy Landers, 2011 and 2013. Otha Thornton Jr., 2013 and 2015. Laura Bay, 2015 to 2017. Jim Accomando, 2017, 2019. Is she back there? Okay. And the amazing, she's not here, the amazing Leslie Boggs, 2019 and 2021. Thank you for your leadership, your vision, and your work that you've done to continue to do everything that we can possible for all of our children. Please give them another round of applause. Without the support of numerous volunteers, thank you guys for standing up and giving them, you know we're supposed to give our leaders their roses while they're still here. So thank you for doing that. We have numerous volunteers for our association, and we would not be able to accomplish as much as we do. I'd like to ask your National PTA Vice President of Advocacy, Mr. Colin Robinson, and Vice President of Membership, Ms. Allison Turner, to the stage to introduce some amazing committee members that help us further the PTA mission.
Thank you, Madam President. Now I ask for our National Governance Committee members and chairs to please wave and walk across the stage as we call the names of your committee. Please give them a round of applause as well. The Field Service Committee. The Finance Committee. The Finance Committee. Maybe the Finance Committee? The Finance Committee. The Governance Committee.
The Legislation Committee. The Membership Committee. The Nominating and Leadership Recruitment Committee.
The Strategic Vision Committee. The Convention General Arrangements Committee. The Diversity, Inclusion, and Outreach Committee.
This really is the Diversity Committee. The Elections Committee. The Elections Committee? Maybe they might be working too hard, honestly. There we go. Yes. The Endowment Fund Trustees. The Endowment Fund Trustees? No. Okay, apparently they're not going to walk. How about the Family Engagement Committee?
The Leadership Development Committee. The Programs Committee. The ED Review Committee.
Colin, do you want to tell people what the ED stands for?
The Executive Director Review Committee. And the Youth Engagement Committee. All right, Allison, I think that's it for us.
Yes, thank you to our committee members for the great work that they are doing to further our mission. Thanks, guys.
Okay, let's keep things moving. Our state presidents are here, and Bill and I have the honor to announce them as they come to the stage. Are you ready, Bill?
Of course. Are you kidding? Sure, Yvonne, let's go. I'll start. As our leaders and representatives make their way to the stage, we'll announce them in alphabetical order by state. From Alabama, the Yellowhammer State, Donna McCurry. Representing Alaska, the Last Frontier, April Eide. Here from Arizona, the Grand Canyon State, Ann Gabriellini. Representing Arkansas, the Natural State, Ray Samaniello. Here from California, the Golden State, Carol Green. And representing Colorado, the Centennial State, Stacy Ruddy.
And here from Connecticut, the Constitution State, Jenna Falacchio. Representing Delaware, the first state, and my home state, Terry Corbin. And here from Florida, the Sunshine State, Jennifer Martinez.
And let's give a big PTA welcome for our host for the week, Free State in Maryland, Marla Posey Moss. Representing Georgia, the Peach State and my home state, Don Stastny. Here from Hawaii, the Aloha State, Patty Rabicall. Representing Idaho, the Gem State, Stephen Ruddy. Here from Illinois, the Prairie State, Carolyn McCarty. And representing Indiana, the Hoosier State, Julie Klingenberger.
Here from Iowa, the Hawkeye State, Janelle McGovern. Representing Kansas, the Sunflower State, Patty Jurek. Here from Kentucky, the Bluegrass State, Kathy Smiley. And representing Louisiana, the Pelican State, Kayla Pagel.
Here from Massachusetts, the Bay State, Madison Estes. Representing Michigan, the Great Lakes State, Tracy Troy. Here from Minnesota, the North Star State, Amy Nelson. And representing Mississippi, the Magnolia State, Anita Bonner.
And here from Missouri, the Show Me State, Carla Weesey. Here from Nebraska, the Cornhusker State, Jeff Phillips. And representing Nevada, the Silver State, Rebecca Dirks Garcia.
And we're going to jump back to the M's, and from Montana, we have Dean Jardy. Representing New Jersey, the Garden State, Candy Fredericks. Here from New Mexico, the Land of Enchantment, Stephanie Hansen. Representing New York, the Empire State, Dana Platten. Here from North Carolina, the Tar Heel State, Francelia Burwell. And here from North Dakota, the Peace Garden State, Kristen Simons.
Representing Ohio, the Buckeye State, Jackie Arndt. Here from Oklahoma, the Sooner State, Lori Wathen. Representing Oregon, the Beaver State, Lisa Kensel. Here from Pennsylvania, the Keystone State, Marie Merkel. And representing Puerto Rico, the Island of Enchantment, Julie Justiano.
Here from Rhode Island, the Ocean State, Sarah Thieberg. Here from South Carolina, Joy Brown. And here from South Dakota, the Mount Rushmore State, Aaron Doring. Representing Tennessee, the Volunteer State, Dwight Hunter. And here from Texas, the Lone Star State, Susie Cannon.
And here from Utah, the Beehive State, Stacy Molinette. Representing Vermont, the Green Mountain State, Mary Fortier. Representing our PTA congresses in the U.S. Virgin Islands, Margarita Benjamin. And here from Virginia, the Old Dominion State, Pam Kroom.
Representing Washington, the Evergreen State, Nancy Chamberlain. Here from West Virginia, the Mountain State, Rose Rosanna. And from Wisconsin, the Badger State, Gina Kramer. And we also want to recognize our friends and colleagues in the District of Columbia, European Congress, Maine, New Hampshire, and Wyoming who were not able to be here today.
Okay, that's it. We did it, Bill. Now we're going to turn things back over to our president, Anna King.
Thank you, Yvonne and Bill. Yvonne is such a ball of energy, isn't she? She just gets me so excited. She was a cheerleader at one time. We should get her back and do some cartwheel flips. What you think? Are you guys serious? She got on heels. Thank you guys again to our state presidents for their leadership and all that they do to support PTA's mission. Let's have a round of applause for the national governance members. These are the volunteers who are charged with fulfilling our mission, engagement, and empowering families and communities to advocate for our children. Oh my goodness, I can read it now. Oh, this is a great day. For those of you watching our live stream, this concludes this session. We will see you soon in General Meeting 1. 2.